Hi everyone and welcome back. My glasses have arrived, so I now have the right colour in my lenses. My frames were falling apart a little bit. I was having to stop and screw up one of the screws every couple of days. One of the bits on the side had fallen off. I'd lost various little gemstones in the flower itself. So I have new frames. I really like the shape, however, I'm a little concerned they look a bit more like sunglasses than the other ones did. I was trying to avoid that, but it's really hard when there are so many black plastic frames around. When that's kind of pretty much your only choice, it becomes hard not to end up looking like you're wearing sunglasses. So I hope you like them. I really like the shape. I just wish it was metal like these ones. But enough about my new glasses. Today we're going to be talking about setting sprays and facial mists. So a setting spray is like hairspray for your face, but it's specifically formulated to be safe to actually put on your face. I wouldn't recommend using hairspray on your face, but that's kind of a good analogy. It's a similar kind of thing. A facial mist is pretty much just that. It doesn't have any setting properties, but it will cool and refresh your face. It'll often leave it feeling a little bit softer. And in terms of makeup application, it can take away the powdery look, or if your foundation looks quite heavy, it can soften that, but it doesn't set your makeup. In terms of setting sprays, I've tried two different brands. The first brand I tried was Urban Decay. I have tried all three of their different types of setting spray. The All Nighter, De-Slick and Chill Me. When I went to buy my first one, I was originally looking at All Nighter because that was the most popular one. However, the lady on counter suggested, because I've got dry eczema prone skin, that Dew Me would be more suitable for me. Of the three, Chill Me has been my favourite. I found that all of the Urban Decay setting sprays worked really well. It's just that Dew Me felt a little bit more comfortable on my skin. Now that's not to say that the other two made my skin feel uncomfortable. It's just that Dew Me actually added a little bit of comfort to my skin. Urban Decay have two different bottle sizes available in their setting sprays. This one is 118 millilitres or 4 fluid ounces, and they do a smaller version that you can buy. They also do little mini samples. Now, getting your hands on samples from a brand like Urban Decay can be really difficult, but this was how I tried the All Nighter setting spray, and I find the container so useful for when I'm on the go, particularly in summer, that I've continued to decant my Chill Me spray into this bottle so that I've got one at all times. The other setting spray I've tried was from Rimmel, and unfortunately it really didn't work for me. This was a few years ago, so their current setting spray that's out may be very different, but the one I tried broke me out. I bought one for my sister as part of a birthday or Christmas present, and she really didn't get on with it either. So I'm going to steer away from Rimmel's setting sprays. I've heard really great things about NYX's setting sprays, so I'd be interested to try their dewy setting spray. Surprisingly, I've tried more brands of facial mists than I have of setting sprays. The first facial mist I ever tried was the MAC Fix Plus, and I have to admit I bought this because I thought it was a setting spray. I'd heard a lot of YouTubers talking about it, and every time they did, it was, I'm now going to set my face with MAC Fix Plus. But MAC Fix Plus isn't a setting spray. It is a facial mist. Nothing about it will keep on your makeup. It won't make it last any longer, but it does give a nicer finish to your skin because it takes away the powdery look. So I can understand why people were applying it at the end of their makeup, but it wasn't kind of what I thought or what they said it was going to be, which would be to make the makeup last longer. When I finished up my MAC Fix Plus, I tried the Urban Decay setting sprays and vowed that I wouldn't pick up another Fix Plus. I found myself in the summer wanting to reach for a facial mist rather than a setting spray because I wasn't wearing makeup when it was very hot and I was having difficulty with my postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. For me, facial mists help to keep my temperature down and they help me feel refreshed, particularly when I'm having difficulties with over sweating with my POTS. Thankfully I haven't had that recently, but a few years ago it was a big problem for me. I didn't want to spend MAC prices for just a facial mist, so I picked up the Botanics Power of Plants Rose Water Toning Spray. So this is a spray that can be used as part of your skincare range, but it can also be used throughout the day to cool you down, to make you feel more refreshed, and just generally help you get through a hot day. My only difficulty with this particular product is that it's 150 millilitres. So if I were to go out, I'd either have to carry this around, which is very heavy, or find something to decant it into. I was recently sent the Anatomicals We'll Call You Again Later facial spritz, and this one is much easier for travel because the bottle is 100 millilitres. I'm not actually quite sure what the restrictions on flying are, but I've got a feeling that 150 mils might be over the liquid limit that you can take on a plane. So then something like this would be a great option. Now the Anatomicals facial spritz has lavender in it, and I have to admit I am not the biggest fan of lavender, to the point where Dan has requested we plant some lavender, and I've asked him not to because I don't know what it is. I don't like the smell of lavender, but actually with this it's soft and a little bit sweet, and it's not in your face, and I actually quite like how this smells, surprisingly. I really like the Anatomical spray. I feel that my skin is softer once I've applied it, and it certainly feels more comfortable, and that's potentially because it also has witch hazel in it. My only slight difficulty with the Anatomicals facial spray is that the pump squirts out a lot of liquid very quickly. So the first time I used it, I sort of scrunched my face up. I hadn't been expected it to be so forceful. If you are someone who has POTS and struggles with the summer, I'll leave a link to my tips for managing this condition in the summer below for you. I really feel that facial mists and setting sprays both have a purpose in our makeup bags. They can both be used for adding a foiled effect or getting additional pigmentation on eyeshadows. They can both be used to cool and refresh the face, and they can both be used to take away the powdery, slightly cakey look that makeup can leave us with. But they also have their differences. As I've already said, setting sprays set your makeup, whereas some facial mists will start to break down your makeup. Now, while when you're wearing makeup, you will probably most likely want to spray your face throughout the day with a setting spray. Having a facial spritz for days that you're not wearing makeup, or maybe days that you're wearing minimal makeup, can be really beneficial. And in addition, most facial mists can be used safely on children. However, I wouldn't recommend using a setting spray on a child. So thank you very much for watching. Please let me know what your favourite setting spray and facial mists are. I'd love to know. And if you want to know my thoughts on the Anatomicals lip balms, I've tried 2 different versions. I have shared my thoughts over on my blog, which is When Tania Talks, and I will leave clickable links for you to head straight to that post. So thank you very much for watching, and I will speak to you soon. Bye!